transformation of our world begins with the radical transformation of you and your world. Wherever you find yourself in life, wherever that is, there is a world in which you live, and it touches certain people, and it touches certain places, it touches certain areas of culture. The secret to changing all of the world around us is empowering people to change their world from the inside out. If transformation is true and possible for you as an individual, that means it becomes immediately possible for your household. If it is possible for your household, that means that it becomes possible for your neighborhood, the other households that you have an impact in. If it is possible for a neighborhood, then it becomes possible for our city, because the community changing and being transformed begins to transcend our little world and starts to impact the cultural domains as people see a city rising up. What happens when a teacher lets go of her life completely to Jesus Christ and allows him to do his thing? The changing of her world now impacts the educational domain in the neighborhood where she's at, because she's going in there with the light of the world. The same is true with the bus driver, with the waitress, with the food clerk, and so on and so on. We will not stop until a Christ culture is established that radically transforms every facet of life in this city and revolutionizes the way that people see God. Because they've seen people talk him, they haven't seen people rise up and live him. Today is the day that you can literally change the world, your world, for the better. All throughout history, Jesus has rocked the worlds of millions upon millions of individuals who have let go of the wheel and allowed him to drive the rest of the way. If that's you today, and you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you want to let go and become part of something greater than yourself, maybe we need to pray together after this service. I'll be in that computer room immediately following this service. For anyone who wants to meet me there, no pressures, no big drama, no gospel choir singing in there while we're talking, just me and you, no matter where you may be at in life, we want to meet you right there and walk this thing out day by day, step by step, every step of the way. Because how do we love and bring renewal to the individual? We serve them. Jesus modeled what leading people to him looked like, what leading them to a higher calling and to transformation of the world looked like. He served them selflessly and without an agenda, without a well, as long as you show up next week, we'll work it out. With no agenda, Jesus showed us how to transform the world, and he said, go do it. I look around me in a neighborhood with a church on every corner, and when I grew up, I seen churches on every corner and said, man, if there's a powerful and all-loving God, how come our neighborhood's jacked up? There's nobody showing love. Everyone hates each other. Everyone got a chip on their shoulder. Where's that God at? Let us rise up and be a church that models Christ. And it's not about us. It has nothing to do with us. You've seen 2 weeks ago, we united 5 churches, numerous ministries, all into this building to say, you know what? Our agendas are off the table. Forget our little petty empires. What is God's agenda for the entire demographic that God's given us collectively? Everything's off the table. But we need to be a church that is part of that and that is transforming our world so that we can transform the world. Whatever it is, wherever you're at, there are people, places, and areas of culture that you can impact right now by making a turn and making God the center of your life rather than yourself. And so no flakiness, no phoniness, only the true and incredible power of the only active ingredient that has the heart, that has the power to change hearts and the world once he is injected into it. Trust me, I know. I injected him, or I accepted him, I should say, 6 years ago on a prison bunk as a lifelong drug ring leader and said, God, if you exist, prove it, do something. Here I stand 6 years later. I'm not talking about what I learned in Sunday school or what my dad told me. I'm talking about radical transformation is possible to every individual, and because it's possible to the individual, it's possible to my family. Because it's possible to my family, my street is impacted. Because my street is impacted, we're taking the city for Christ. I pray that everyone leaves here today empowered to realize that that is possible. You know, changing the world is possible the moment that you allow Christ in to radically transform your world.